Ever since I bought this car, I've been getting a lot of comments of people claiming that it's not even mine. And for all those goofies, look at the car now, is tinted. That's because I tinted my own car. You can't tint rentals. So let's discuss how I can afford such a vehicle. And I'll be going into specific monthly numbers and putting you on to some serious game. What everyone wants to know is a monthly payment. And keep in mind, I put no money down, walked in the dealership, and pretty much stole this car for the time being because I'm not paid a single dime for it. $750 a month. And hey, for a 2019 C43 AMG with like 50k miles on it, I'm definitely not upset about that. That's pretty reasonable. And also keep in mind, look at me, I'm young as Before I go into too many numbers, you're probably wondering, what do I even do for work? I'm a content creator. I don't have a normal job. Technically, I'm not employed. I'm self-employed, running my own business. And this is my business, making content. And through making content, I have multiple streams of income. For example, of course, YouTube ad revenue is one stream of income. If you follow me on TikTok, you know, post some videos promoting TikTok shop products. That's another income. And there's a few other ways that I can generate revenue through making content. I'm not gonna go into too many specifics in this video, but if you want a whole separate video about that, let me know in the comments, because I've been doing this for like 7 years. Not making money for 7 years, but been making videos for 7 years. But how much is the insurance on an AMG? It's a quite interesting story how I got to my payment now, because at first this was going to be like $800-900 just for this car a month. Like no cap, like they were going to like straight up rob me. And I also have 2 other cars on the policy, so that would have been around, I think it was $1,300 or like $900 a month for all those cars. 1 month it was going to be $1,300 because I added this car like midway through the month, so the very next month is going to be like a big bulk payment of when I got this car, and then it'll go down to like a normal payment, but that was still going to be $900. And I did not pay that. Okay, before anyone's like, the keyboard warriors, calm down. I did not pay that. I called them up, my insurance company, few days after I bought this car, and I noticed my insurance went up to an extreme that I was not going to pay. And this is where the serious game comes in, because I was able to get it down an insane amount. After being on the phone for like a half an hour, my normal payment for all 3 cars, another Mercedes and a Honda, like $650, $670, something like that on a normal month. And in March, for just this one-time payment, because I got this car like midway through the month, it's going to be like $850, which is still lower than what my normal payment was originally going to be when I added this car. And I didn't really like change much about my policy. I did make one tweak to it and a couple other minor tweaks. So if you don't have your notepad out, start jotting this down. Because I have 3 cars at the moment, the likelihood of me ever needing a rental is slim to none. Like I would probably never get a rental, so for me to have that on all 3 of these cars is kind of like a complete waste of money. I'm literally paying for nothing. Another thing I did was change how much mileage on these cars I drive a year. So the lady on the phone was asking me like, how many miles do you drive a year with this car? How many miles do you drive with this car, that car? And I haven't changed this in actually years since I got the policy, so it was actually a little bit outdated. And as I get more cars, I'm gonna drive each one less and less, and especially the Honda, I'm not even driving that too much nowadays, because that's kind of like the main thing of my channel, like why you even know me in the first place. So I want to make sure I keep the car running, and the transmission's a little iffy right now. But the biggest change to my insurance that saved me like, I think it was like $500-600 from this one single change that actually didn't change anything in reality. I told her I was a business owner. I was asking her a question if I could, you know, classify my Honda as business use and not personal use, because it really is exclusively for business use. And after she was asking me like what I do for work and stuff, her putting on the insurance that I'm a business owner somehow saved me like $500-600. I don't really understand fully why, but if you're also a business owner, you can be saving some bread in insurance. Just call them up, tell them you want to save some bread, talk to them for a little bit, tell them you own a business, okay? That's gonna help you out. If I add all the cost of the car payments and insurance for all my vehicles, which I only have car payments of 2 of them, of course, the Honda was bought cash, the total monthly expense comes to just under $2,000, like $1,900. And some of you may already be in the comments being a keyboard warrior like, oh boy, you're overpaying for nothing. Like, why do you have all these cars? Why are you paying this much? My other car, the Mercedes C300, I'm probably going to be selling that. Like, I'm currently trying to sell that, and I will no longer have to pay for the insurance or the payment on that car. And the payment on that car is like around $500, like $485. So that will save me a good bit of money ones that sell that car. But of course, I'm not gonna be a fool. I'm still gonna suspect for at least this month, I'm gonna have to make that payment on that car. And then you may be asking yourself, well, how are you gonna afford that? I wanna start making longer videos on YouTube, and you probably saw this video is most likely over 8 minutes long, because to be honest with you, if a YouTube video is over 8 minutes long, you can put mid-roll ads in it, and most likely you will generate more ad revenue. On top of that, it seems like nowadays the YouTube algorithm is kind of like shifting towards more long form content, like 10, 15, 20 plus minute long videos. I've always kind of wanted to make like longer videos for a really long time. It's just when I was only making the Hellcord videos, I was doing the strolling videos, it didn't really make sense to make like a 10, 15 minute video talking about my Hellcat Honda. But now that I'm making different content, and now that I have another car to make content about, I also dropped a couple other videos recently that was over 8 minutes long. I'm also going to be posting a few more TikTok shop TikToks here and there. As you know, that's one way I make money, like I said earlier, and you've probably seen those videos here and there. And I know some people think it's a little annoying that I was making so many of them, and I do understand that. And I have been making a lot less compared to what I used to, but I'm not gonna lie, when I was just coming off from quitting my job and going full-time content, and I was like seeing a good bit of money from the TikTok shop, like why wouldn't I keep on making money? Like if you were making money, wouldn't you keep on doing what's making you money? But then now that I'm really thinking about it, I don't want to just spam TikTok shop videos on my page. I want to actually post real content, and that's another thing I'm moving towards that's going to help me afford this car and just everything. My monthly expenses just to live. I don't know the exact numbers, but you don't gotta pocket watch that hard. Okay, I already pocket watch enough telling you the numbers on these cars. I'm experimenting with skits on TikTok and YouTube Shorts. You've probably seen some of them already, but I wanna make more of those skits. And on TikTok, if you make videos over a minute long, you have the potential to get paid through the creativity program, which I am in on that account. But my experience with it is that I've gotten a lot of videos that meet all the requirements and gotten a decent amount of views, like hundreds of thousands of views, that I just didn't get paid out for. Like they never paid me. Sometimes videos will actually update and they'll pay me for some of them, so it's kind of like a dice roll. Like I don't really know if I'll get paid, but like I said, I also just want to make longer content and just better content. It just kind of like makes sense. Like if you want to make more money as a content creator, you want to make better content. But I'm just like explaining the specifics of what I'm going to be doing, like the changes I will make to make it happen. Because a lot of people will make claims like, oh, I'm going to do this by this time or do that or whatever the case might be, but I'm actually telling you specifically my plan to make these moves. I already know what you're thinking too. Whenever you see the interior, especially the steering wheel, you're just begging me to drive the car and give you a POV. And I got you. I just made a POV drive video and it's on screen right now. So just click it to go watch it.